Something tells me this hockey player might have just made a deal with the devil, plotting, planning, exacting his revenge in the ways that we are seeing today. Let's talk about a Calgary Flames failure. A guy that was so misused and mishandled by the Flames organization that is now thriving in a brand new organization, and how things have really changed for the better in this guy's career trajectory. We had made one video about this guy in the past. It was the video wherein he actually signed with the Washington Capitals. Yeah, spoiler alert, he's on the Caps now. But Matthew Phillips is a really intriguing name in Calgary Flames lore, because this guy was a 6th round pick taken by the Flames 166th overall in 2016. There you go, a lot of sixes right there. 6th round, 166, 2016. Maybe he did make the deal with the devil, who really knows? But he was a 6th round guy who is only 5'8", 165 as a right-handed center. Add to this the fact that he's from Calgary, Alberta, and had played in Calgary for his junior career. This is a player who, in the WHL, was a point-producing beast, but was not given any much of a shot in the draft because he's only 5'8". As Phillip continued with his Victoria Royals career, eventually ending off as the captain of that team in 2017-18, he went over to the AHL and immediately impressed. He was a near point-per-game guy by the time 2019 rolled around, and he even got a small call-up to play with the regular Calgary Flames. Give it a few years, though, and you have the 2022-2023 season, wherein Matthew Phillips gets 76 points in 66 Wranglers games and only 2 games played with the regular Flames team. This is a guy that Flames fans all across were saying, hey, we need to give him his chance. This is a talented player. He's a brilliant playmaker. He drives positive results on the ice. He can score goals. He can create, all at 5'8". This is an elusive, offensively gifted forward that the Flames could really use to help him out. I'm not saying he's going to be Johnny Gaudreau, but you just lost a small, undersized forward with really good skill and hands. Why not get the other one in your system already and use him? Why not? There were a lot of problems with Matthew Phillips and the way he was developed. The team just refused to give him that chance. Only 2 games played in the NHL last year and 1 in 2020-2021. So you could definitely understand why there was a difference in evaluation here between what the Calgary Flames thought was appropriate and what fans and the player himself thought needed to happen. This is why in free agency, when Matthew Phillips became a free agent and signed with the Washington Capitals on, I believe it was a cheaper deal than what the Flames were offering him, this is why he took it, and it's why everybody was saying, okay, this could be the start of something new. If Matthew Phillips is just able to take the swagger he had in the AHL, the skills and the offensive potency, and bring that up to a new team, who knows, they might not have no choice but to play him in the NHL. He's already too good, debatably, for the AHL, and at 24, 25 years old, the clock is ticking. He's not going to be young forever, so capitalize on whatever skill set he has at the moment. This is why when you talk about the Washington Capitals and their preseason so far, and you acknowledge where Matthew Phillips is in the lineup, this is where things get great. Because Matthew Phillips so far, playing for the Washington Capitals in the preseason, has been placed on the first line with Alex Ovechkin and Nick Backstrom. Now, I didn't even know Backstrom was still playing. I thought that guy was out forever. But nah, he's still here, Ovechkin is still here, and the guy on their right wing is no longer Tom Wilson, it's Matthew Phillips. And if you go over to some of the numbers here, take a look at this game score. This is from September 30th, so a few days ago, the Washington Capitals playing off against the Red Wings, wherein they lost 5-2. Guess who was the best player on the ice in terms of offense, defense, miscellaneous, and production-based evaluations? It was Matthew Phillips. He was the most positive game score player with a 2.75 in this game, versus all the other Washington Capitals, most of whom aren't actually NHL caliber guys. I mean, sure, you had the ones that were, like Dylan Strome, for Harvey, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, a few other guys in there too, but Phillips impressed in a game where they lost 5-2 against Detroit, and there weren't any Backstroms or Ovechkins playing. You had Matthew Phillips really taking this team on his back and showcasing that he is a skill set worth paying attention to. And in that game, He had a goal and an assist. Like, he was participating in tic-tac-toe, triggerman plays, he was making some good passes, great reads as well. Now, days later, he's on that first line with Ovi and Backstrom. Matthew Phillips was doing incredible things, and now you have things like this being said in Calgary. Is Matthew Phillips going to be Marty St. Louis Part 2? And of course, this tweet is just kind of an idea tossed around there. Marty St. Louis is a Hall of Fame guy who didn't really have the best tenure in Calgary, only to eventually explode as a Tampa Bay Lightning forward, becoming a legend in that franchise. So I'm not going to say Phillips is going to become the next anybody. But for St. Louis to be some sort of the mold here, undersized guy, not given too much of a great shot with Calgary, or maybe just not too great with Calgary in the sample he played, only to go to another team and dominate, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say Phillips is going to get 102 points in an NHL season ever, but playing with Ovechkin and Backstrom certainly doesn't make things worse. Here are some other comments from Calgary Flames fans and media. My buddy Audie goes out there and says this, that Phillips is going to make a lot of people in Calgary look sillier than they already do this season. I'm very happy for him. There's an interesting comment thread that ensues afterwards. Mike replies, the two responsible for this are no longer with the organization, so I don't understand this comment, and the Flames will be alright. However, every little move they make will be magnified like always. Audie replies saying, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but Brad Treliving was gone before the Flames had the option to retain Matthew Phillips. Craig Conroy let him walk as well. It is what it is at this point. Just blank to see a homegrown talent walk and then succeed elsewhere. Another reply says, this is going to be Matthew Phillips' revenge season. Happy as well for him, glad to see he's finally getting a shot in the NHL. Julian McKenzie of SDPN goes out there and says, if Matthew Phillips can hang on a top line with Ovechkin and Backstrom, that would be insane. And then you have a bunch of memes tossed around there of Matthew Phillips cooking. Oh, let the guy cook, stuff like that, right? So at the end of the day, this is a guy that definitely needed this opportunity, and how he's a player that even writers for Washington sports media are saying could make the team out of camp and earn himself a spot. This is what we wanted to see. This is what Flames fans wanted to see. This is what fans of short, undersized, great, talented playmakers wanted to see too. Anybody who's looking for that DeBrincat, Caulfield, Lane Hudson, Johnny Gaudreau, Marty St. Louis type of story, this is what you were looking for. Matthew Phillips not getting his chance in Calgary, they let him go to another team, and now he's playing with two Hall of Fame players in Backstrom and Ovechkin on the top line. Like, how do you not cheer for that type of a story? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Matthew Phillips and the way his career has gone so far and how this preseason is going. If there are any Capitals fans in attendance, then hey, what are your thoughts on how this guy's played for you so far? What are your thoughts on the way he played against Detroit, carrying the team on his back in that one? And what are your thoughts on Ovechkin and Backstrom, giving Phillips that opportunity to stick around in the first line? Calgary fans as well, how does this make you feel? I'm trying not to rub it in too much, but I think y'all can understand that you done goofed on this one too. Or not like you specifically, but like your team. And I think a lot of Flames fans who are paying attention to the situation can acknowledge that and admit that, yeah, we were in the wrong. Our guys did not treat this player properly. He didn't get his chance. We wanted him to get his chance, but he didn't. So how does this make you feel? Seeing him get his chance and seeing him play with Ovechkin. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.